Morning everybody, day 8. So we're in Ulvik, so join us as we're going to try and get to Lærdalsøyri, and we're going to even try and do the snowvegan today, which is the famous snow route. Yes, this episode's going to cover our route from Granvin to Lærdalsøyri over the Aurland route. There's two routes you can take. You can either take the 24-kilometre road tunnel, which is the world's longest road tunnel, or you can take the 48-kilometre switchback hairpin snow route that the tunnel basically goes straight between the start and end of. Well, I'm not going to take the tunnel. The first thing is, clearly Wilbur doesn't like tunnels, and the second thing is I've come here to see Norway, not the inside of a concrete tube. So now we are heading, I'm going to go up one of the E-roads for a little bit, because our next aiming point for our scenic route is Aurland. So the route from Granville to Aurland takes us up the E16. So I was thinking this was going to be like the nightmare of the Arctic highway and busy traffic, but as you can see, the scenery was amazing, there's hardly any traffic, and it's very good route conditions. So we're quite happily riding along at 80 k's, looking at the waterfalls and riding through these valleys. It was a very nice ride actually, highly recommended. Well, this is Aurland, and I've decided just to stop here and have a rest for a little bit because we've been riding an hour and a half. That's enough, thank you. Got rid of all that traffic and stuff. And this is the start, this road here is the start of the snowvegan. Which is the road that runs right over the top of the mountains behind us instead of going through that enormous long tunnel. But there we are, it's got a nice view of the fjord while we have a rest for a few minutes, and then we're going to hit the snow route. So 48 kilometres to look forward to. So this is the road going out of Aurland. We were parked just where the arrow is, so let's get on this road. This is the national tourist route. There is the sign for it, we've just been past the quatrefoil brown signs, and there we are, Aurlandsfjellet. Let's get up here. It looks a bit like a goat track. I'm not sure what this is going to be like, but we're going to give it a go. Well, we're climbing up and the road's getting narrower when we're running through this. This is a two-way road. There's plenty of switchback hairpins, they're fun to ride, but this is first gear stuff. Around here, look, mad people on cycles. They've got an enormous climb ahead of them. There's people in camper vans going up and down here, they're nuts. Look at that. That's Aurland, where we've just come from, at the bottom left there. What a spectacular view. That on the right is the Stegerstein viewpoint, so it'd be rude not to stop and have a look. Done that on here. So that behind me is the viewing platform. I mean, that's mad. I think we're up at about 500 metres here. Down the bottom there I was at 33, so I don't know why that's gone so far. Well, let's go out to the viewing platform and have a look. So the platform stands 30 metres out from the rock face, and it's 650 metres straight down to Aurland. Very windy. So with that done, we're back on the road. You can see how windy it is here from those trees. But this road's getting narrower, but as we're climbing it's starting to open up. We're getting out of the forests and we're into more of the open tops of the hills. It's still twisty though. It's a very enjoyable ride. We're up at nearly 1300 metres here, and everywhere you look the scenery is just amazing. It was really windy, but just to see this scenery, we're starting to ride past what's left of glaciers and the snowfall from last year. Bearing in mind this is the end of August, where there would be the least snow, and every time we go over the top of one of the brows of the hills there's just even more scenery in front of us. Just a truly amazing road, and I'm so glad that we've got the views to be able to see this and we're not stuck up in cloud. Just look at those views. We've gone over the top and we're heading down the other side now towards Lærdalsøyri, and the views are just amazing. We're going to follow this valley all the way down to the bottom. It's about another 15 or 20 kilometres from this point. This is great. We go around the hairpin here, we look up and look at that waterfall. Magnificent. This is it, the end of the route, the end of the snow road, and what an experience that was. I was so excited when I got to the end of here. I had to jump off Wilbur and I had nobody to speak to but Wilbur, but I thought we'll give him a good thumbs up. He's deserved it. There we go. Right, all we've got to do now is follow this road for a few K, and that'll bring us up towards the camping. It's still a great road. This is our last tunnel before we get there, only a short one. There we are. There's the hotel on the left there, and the camping is just after. We've got a great view over the fjord there. That'll do us for later, we hope. And we can pull in and get ourselves checked in. There was quite a few people here. It was one of the busier campsites, that's for sure. Anyway, we'll find ourselves a spot. It's quite windy, so I thought we'll park under these trees, and that might give us a bit of shelter. And worst case, I can tie the tent to the trees to stop it moving around. Well, we've made it to the camping. First job, of course, as always, get our gear off and just cool off a little bit and get the tent up. It's really, really windy, like proper windy, like over the top. That was unbelievable. So I'm going to get the tent up while I can, because it looks like there is a few dark clouds about, and then we can chill out. Now I've pretty much got the routine sorted now. We can get the tent up. Camp is done in 10 minutes. But you see, it was so windy it blew the camera over. Well, we've got a tight spot on the chain, which I don't really like, because tight spots pull bearings out of gearboxes and wear chains terribly. I mean, the chain and the rollers and everything all look okay. But anyway, I've adjusted it up to, that's like slacker than I would like it. But what can you do? You can only tension a chain to the tightest point. I think that'll do it. We'll just keep an eye on it. I knew it was tight. I could feel it when I was riding along, you know. You can feel the bike dunk, 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 dunk. And the speed it was doing, it was definitely a rear chain sort of speed. Well, a USB socket here seems to have packed up working, and it's wired inside here with a fuse. So I'm hoping the fuse is gone. I'm dodging the weather here, but we'll give it a go. Inside there somewhere is the wiring for this. I've just got to remember which wiring it is. I can see it. It's on that little red wire hidden down the back there. Oh, you know what? I officially declare myself a total idiot. So there's the fuse. The fuse is fine, but that's not surprising because I've just looked up and this is the unit here with the temperature and all that kind of stuff. And if you look on the back of it, there's an on-off switch. And I must have knocked it forward and the switch has touched here and turned itself off. I reckon that'll fix it. You watch that and I'll turn the ignition on. Hey, we're back in business. Well, we're doing the wrap up in the dark tonight because I was a bit late getting everything sorted out. Let's talk about the snow route, the Aurlandsfjellet. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, the snow route, that road was just mind-blowing. There was almost zero traffic on it, as you saw. The roads, the hairpins, the scenery, we were up at 1,300 metres or over 1,300 metres at least twice on that route. And considering I'm at 30 metres now and I was at I think 20 metres at Ulvik where we camped last time, we've done some serious up and down as well as along today. And yeah, I mean that road's just mind-blowing. If you ever get the chance to do it on a bike, do it. It's 8 feet wide in places, it's very steep with very tight hairpins, and there's a lot of it that's single track on the way up and down. And I was really lucky that it was really quiet. I would hate to try and do that road when it's busy. So that's it. The day is wrapped up. I am going to give that route 9 out of 10. How about that? I'm saving the 10 out of 10 just because we haven't done the rest of the routes yet. But that's a 9 out of 10. That is one of the best biking roads I have ever done in my life. So join us next time when we take ferry crossing number 8 on this journey. We ride Norway's highest mountain pass road over 1,400 metres. There's spectacular views of fjords again. It starts to get very, very wet We ride past steaming lakes with clouds in the valleys and waterfalls. What more could you want for scenery than that? We are literally up in the clouds as we start climbing up. We go over what seems to be the top of the world, again on empty narrow roads. We're riding through snowbanks. At 1400 metres you look up and you see glaciers. How cool's that? And then we ride along and we find more glaciers. And then we find out that the road runs alongside the glaciers. This is just some of the best scenery we've ever seen. We're spoilt. And we start heading back down again. It's raining really hard. This was a wet day. We run down through a valley that's more like something like a scene from the moon. And finally we go past some sort of octagonal church. All that and more next time on Wilbur's Arctic Adventure.